Whilst I do the podcast, you have the list. No, whilst you do the podcast, I have the list. I don't know. I'm confused. Anyway, where are we today?
Welcome to Addicted to Disney. We're actually on the road again. This time we're in America.
Ah, America.
Yes, we're in America. We're actually in Orlando. We flew out a few days ago and we're staying in the Animal Kingdom Lodge, Kidani Village at Walt Disney World.
Ooh.
It's rather posh here, I must say.
It's rather posh. And I'm sitting here in the lodge, villa, room, whatever you want to call it, with all my podcasting stuff all over the place. And I can look out the window and see a bird. We did have giraffes earlier, but I just can't see them from here.
I can see a giraffe.
You can see a giraffe.
I can see a giraffe, yes.
Yes, so we are in Animal Kingdom Lodge. We are in Kidani Village, which is a section of Animal Kingdom Lodge which is for DVC only. So if you're a DVC member, and we will get around to doing a podcast about DVC at some point, then you can come and stay here. If you're not a DVC member, then you can go to Animal Kingdom Lodge and Jambo House, which is the main complex at Animal Kingdom. It's bigger and a lot noisier from what we've seen briefly passing it. Kidani is a lot quieter.
It's a lot smaller.
It's a lot smaller. The facilities aren't, I would say, as great as some of the other places we stayed. We still compare everything to Riviera because that's our home resort and we love Riviera.
And we'll do a podcast on Riviera soon.
And we will do a podcast on Riviera soon, despite the fact we were actually in Riviera a couple of days ago because that's where we started our break out here. And then we decided to move to Animal Kingdom Lodge because Kaz wanted to see the giraffes.
Yeah, I wanted to see the giraffes. And the whole point of us coming to Animal Kingdom was we would only do it if we could have a Savannah view. Yeah, a Savannah view basically means you face into where all the animals are roaming around. So for me, it's nice. I like it.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider doing Animal Kingdom, particularly Kidani. We haven't really looked at Jambo House, but I think they're very similar. They're sort of built around a semicircular or almost circular area, which they call the Savannah, which is where some of the animals are. And the animals are free to roam, so you might not see anything, but generally they feed them out here as well. So you tend to see some animals mostly in morning and mostly later in the evening. They're a little bit more active. But the other part of the rooms face outwards and they face into what appears to be the car park.
I wouldn't like that at all.
So, yeah, if I was doing Animal Kingdom Lodge again, I would make sure it was a Savannah room, which is a very nice balcony. We're actually on the 4th floor, so we're slightly higher than a giraffe, which is probably quite useful because they can't come along and eat whatever we leave on the balcony. You should not leave things on the balcony overnight, and you certainly shouldn't throw things over the balcony because that's really bad, and they don't want you doing that.
We've seen quite a range of animals. We've seen giraffes, which are my favourite. If you've seen on the channel, there is a video from 2021.
Oh, I can see a zebra.
There is a video from 2021 where I went and actually fed some giraffes. So if you get a chance on the channel, go and have a look on that on the YouTube channel. So, yeah, so my advice would be if you are going to look at staying in Animal Kingdom, if it's Jambo or Kidani in your DVC, then I would say, yeah, have a Savannah view because the car park, it's not the best view.
So first impressions, actually, yeah, if you like animals, and I think that's how this is really set up. It's if you like animals, this is perfect. And now we've got a big bull thing with big horns.
Animal Kingdom Lodge, as you might guess by the name, is the closest accommodation to the Animal Kingdom theme park, which is the smallest of the 4 parks at Disney.
But if you like animals, it's the place to go.
Exactly.
And we're talking real animals here. We're not talking about that mouse person, Mickey Mouse or whatever his name is.
The first impressions?
I think the first impressions are we liked it. We're sort of finding some of the niggles, I would say. One of the niggles is the fact that because it is furthest away from the major parks, everything has to go on a bus. And I'm not massive public transport, although it's not public transport, it's private transport technically.
You do have to use the buses to get to and from the parks. From
here.
I
think one of the problems with Animal Kingdom Lodge is the fact that it is further out and the only transport system is the buses, which means you've got all the rigmarole of waiting for a bus. Although they do run like 15 minutes, so they're not too bad, but anyway. But if you like animals, yeah, it's perfect for if you like animals. We have been in the pool.
Yes, we've been in the pool.
There was a very nice pool. And at the moment, it's around about 37 degrees over here.
According to the Hey Mickey Alexia sitting next to me on the table, it's 101 degrees Fahrenheit. So it is hot out here at the moment.
If you want to know what that is in Celsius, find yourself an American. They'll explain it to you. But yes, it is hot. And in fact, we were talking to the bus driver today, and he was saying that they're currently in a mini drought, and they could do with about 10 days worth of rain. We did have a bit of rain yesterday. We had to do the poncho walk.
Yes.
And a bit of rain, sort of, was quite a lot of rain and thunderstorms and things. But yeah, we got a little bit wet. But it wasn't too bad. Anyway, why did we come here?
Why did we come to Animal Kingdom?
Why did we choose it?
Why did I choose it? Well, Animal Kingdom's one of those, back before we did DVC, when we were looking at coming out to the States for a holiday, I wanted to come and stay in, but obviously the price range was a little bit higher than a more moderate value resort. So
It's expensive.
it is expensive. So, and having now got our DVC points, I just thought, well, let's have a look, go and visit it, and we've got the opportunity. So that's why I decided to pick this one for a few days.
So what accommodation do we have here? This is a studio?
We've got a deluxe studio with a Savannah view. So it's the same accommodation that we'd have in Riviera, which is a deluxe studio. So we've got a little kitchenette area, bathroom, bedroom area, stroke lounge area. And we've got a veranda which looks over the Savannah. And it's a nice size room. It's got air conditioning. We've got a nice rotary ceiling fan that's quite nice. So that helps keep the room cool. The room itself is nicely decorated and themed all around Africa. Well, you'd expect it to be an Animal Kingdom. It's going to be Africa.
I think it's Sleeps 4. Is that pull-down bed thing over there?
Yeah, we've got one queen-size double bed, and then we've got a settee, which also is a pull-out bed. So this room actually sleeps 4 people, whereas the rooms we have in Riviera sleep 5.
You wouldn't believe it looking at all our junk spread everywhere. But,
yeah, we have taken over just a little bit.
But who cares?
But yeah, why did we pick it? I've wanted to come and stay here for a while, so the opportunity arose. It's like a case of, what? Why not?
Yeah, and we're here. So, questions that I've been perusing Facebook. Because we like to do our research before we come out. I've come up with some questions.
Okay.
And some of them are actually quite funny and quite interesting. So, the first question is...
Does it smell?
Does it smell? As in, can you smell the animals? No, you can't actually. Funny enough, even though you are in an animal environment, you don't actually smell the animals.
Good.
Doesn't smell a doodah. It doesn't. You can't actually smell the animals. It's actually quite nice. I thought it might have been a little bit smelly, but it's not.
She thought it might smell of poo, but it doesn't.
Is it too noisy? I mean, animals screech and groan and do all that liony stuff.
But firstly, there are no lions in the savannah. The only lions that
Well, that's not strictly true. There's no lions in the savannah areas that we overlook. But there's plenty of lions in the savannah. Just ask Africa.
Yeah, in the savannah outside Animal Kingdom Lodge, there are no lions or tigers or bears. So you don't have anything like roaring at you. However, there are a few birds that can be a little bit vocal.
The African cranes.
The African cranes, they are a little bit vocal. But apart from that, it's actually really quiet. Even of a night, it's very quiet.
Is it too hot?
Room-wise, no. But if you come in the summer, it's going to be hot in Florida. Luckily, all the rooms have air conditioning.
Yeah, we have air conditioning and we have a fan, and it certainly works. And it's not too bad, actually, once you've got everything switched on and things like that. But outside, completely different story. It's hot, so drink lots of water, keep you cool, buy yourself cooling towels, which we discovered today, fans, everything. Keep out the sun, otherwise you'll turn into an English prune. And don't push it.
Next question.
Is the food like American or is it like African? I don't eat weird.
Okay, food in Animal Kingdom Lodge. Now, there's actually 4 places to eat. You've got Sanaa, which is a sit-down restaurant, which also does a quick service type breakfast in the morning, which is quite nice. You've got Boma, which is the buffet, which we're going to be experiencing. So there'll be a review of that coming, no doubt. You've got Jiko, which is the fine dining option. And then all Disney resorts do have what they call a quick service, where you can get things like chicken tenders, chips, burgers, pizza, Mickey waffles, all your usual quick service junk.
But unlike Riviera, they don't have cookies.
No, they don't have.
And the other thing that we've noticed, particularly places like Riviera, they have freestyle Coke machines. So you get Coke with all sorts of interesting flavours. I think there's about 300 different flavour combinations that you can do. In places like Kidani, you get like 6. So you get Coke and Fanta. And the Fanta's like paint stripper.
It's American Fanta. It's a very bright
American
yellow.
Fanta is bright yellow, and when you use it in the resort cups, it turns the plastic orange. It's almost like the stuff that we used to have as kids, and everyone used to tell her how bad it was. Well, the Americans are still using it. I've just look out the window. Here's a giraffe.
It's Gerald the draft. He's come back to say
Is that
hello.
Gerald?
Yeah, that's Gerald, yeah.
But it's this thing about doing stuff at Animal Kingdom Lodge. You get to see the animals walk past, assuming, of course, you've got Savannah view.
Could you tell me what the facilities are like? I mean, I don't just want to stay in a room all day and look at those animals. I want to know what other things I can...
Other things you can do. Both Kidani and Jambo have got a swimming pool. Both of the pools have got slides. Kidani's also got a splash pad children's play area, which is quite nice. And you have lifeguards. You have some entertainment going on at both pools.
Yeah, the entertainment was quite entertaining yesterday because she was trying to get all the kids to do... It was almost like water aerobics to music. And 2/3 of the kids were like, nah, I just want to play. So I think she just gave up in the end.
A negative on the pools. Now, this is my negative on the pools, is the pool...
Negative on the pools?
There is a negative, yes. The pool at Kidani... You actually have to go out of the main building and down almost to the front, past the car park to get to the pool. Whereas the pool at Jambo is quite nicely located, closer to the main building and next to the quick service.
It's more like they sort of went, okay, we'll build this here and then we need a pool. Where are we going to put it? The only space we've got is 200 yards away in the car park. That'll do. Nobody will notice. There is actually also a leisure facility, which is basically a small gym, which is beside the pool. And there's also a bar there.
Both pools have got bars.
Both pools have got bars. Well, we've only done one pool, so...
And the
we only looked at one bar.
bars aren't too bad, not too badly priced, and they do snacks as well. Although the pool by Jambo is right next to the quick service.
One of the things we've already mentioned is Animal Kingdom Lodge is a little bit far away from the parks, but equally, Kidani is a little bit far away from the main Jambo house, so they do run a little minibus service between the two, or you can walk, and I think it took us about 15 minutes yesterday to walk.
Yeah, about that. But then I'm not a very fast walker.
No, it wasn't too bad. There wasn't 30 plus degrees heat. But yeah, you can walk between the two. So that could be an issue if you've got kids and you've got prams and you've got to pack everything up, because the minibus is actually quite small. It's not the sort of minibus that you get going to the parks. They're the standard Disney big coach things. And in fact, the one yesterday actually was their backup because they didn't have the main one.
No, they've got the
Somebody
main...
broke it.
Are there any characters there?
I'll be honest, I haven't seen any characters in Kidani. I believe they do come round to the resorts in the minibus and do come to Jambo House, but I haven't actually seen a timetable to say characters will be in the building or on the resort at this time.
No, we're going to Jambo House later, so we might actually find out.
Both buildings do have shops, although the one in Kidani is small.
Do that. There'll be questions.
Okay.
Can I get room service?
No, you can't. There's no room service here.
Oh.
What's the shops like?
The shops. There is a shop in both buildings. Kidani, obviously, as we keep mentioning, is a lot smaller than Jambo. So there is a small selection of merchandise, and there's some fridges with some grab and grow bits and pieces. And the
Grab and grow.
Grab and go bits and pieces. Because some of the rooms here do actually have a full-size kitchen, depending on what grade DVC you're in.
If you like frozen pizza, of course.
Yeah, obviously, and there is also where the fountain beverage station is. In Jambo, the shop is a lot bigger. The shop down at Jambo House is the main Animal Kingdom Lodge shop, and we're going to go and explore it later.
My credit card is already groaning. Anyway, I think that's nearly it.
Would we stay here again?
Would we stay here again? I'm going to be honest, not for a while, because I think the only plus point for me is there's some animals, and I'm not a massive animal lover. I mean, we have cats, and that makes me an animal lover, but I don't enthuse every time I see a giraffe, because I've seen quite a few giraffes. In fact, we've even fed a few giraffes. If you visit our YouTube channel, you can go and see the video of Kaz feeding the giraffes. That was quite entertaining. But I think the only thing it really has going for it is the animals, which is obvious because it's called Animal Kingdom Lodge. I still prefer Riviera.
I think if we did stay here again, we'd only do a couple of nights, not a longer stay. This time we're here for 5 nights. I think next time, if we did do it again, it'd only be a short stay.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, I think that's about it. And now we're going to have to edit this and get it published, etc., etc., etc. Haha, so you thought it was the end, but no, it isn't the end because we've got a little bit extra. So where have we just been?
We have just been down on the minibus from Kidani to Jambo House.
Ah, Jambo House. And what did we do there?
We went to have dinner at Boma.
Boma. Now, Boma is an African-influenced buffet restaurant.
All you can eat.
All you can eat. And quite frankly, I was astounded. I must admit, when we first were coming to Animal Kingdom or Animal Kingdom Lodge, I was looking at the menus going, I wonder if I'm going to eat Moroccan couscous, this, that, and the other. And I was a little bit concerned. But a friend of ours suggested that we try everything. So I thought, okay, I'll bite the bullet. And we tried everything. We tried virtually everything on the buffet menu. And it was astounding. It was delicious. The corn pudding.
Sweet corn pudding.
Sweet corn pudding. Loved it.
The oxtail stew.
Which sounds really bad, but as a kid, I grew up on oxtail soup.
So did I.
So, yes, oxtail stew. There were salads. There were lots of fresh fruit. And then we come to the desserts, usual Disney standards. Stunning, delicious, tasty, and quite interesting. I think I had the cranberry and orange bread pudding with alcoholic-based amaretto creme anglaise, custard with booze for those who don't speak French.
And I was boring. I had the bread and butter pudding with just custard.
But it was very nice. And then we had a zebra each.
Zebra dome.
Zebra domes. Zebra domes are these little domey things that have a little bit of alcohol in them, but they're really tasty and really nice. But Boma, 100% definitely good. In fact, I think the Boma is one of the restaurants that I would travel to Animal Kingdom Lodge just to go to. So even if I wasn't staying here, I would go to Boma because it was great.
We then went exploring and we went out to the Savannah lookout. Now, everyone raves about, oh yeah, the Savannah lookout, go and have a look. So yeah, we went out and had a look. And I'll be honest, I was a bit disappointed by it.
I think we've been spoilt because we've spent the last 3 days or so here just looking out through our balcony and seeing nothing but animals. But the way Jambo House has built it, they've still got the semicircular arrangement with all the bedrooms for Savannah view. But they've then stuck this lookout bit in the middle of that. So virtually every bedroom is looking towards the Savannah view, which is an open area where everyone can look out. So you're in that situation where they're not just looking at the animals, they're looking into your bedrooms as well. So you've got to keep the curtains closed. And even the 10 minutes or so we were there, a few kids screaming, going, Mummy, Mummy, look at that, look at that. I think after an hour of that, I would be clawing the walls.
I must admit, I did find Jambo House very noisy.
Yes, it's very noisy. I mean, it is an active Disney hotel. It turns out the top 2 floors are actually DVC. The rest of it is just normal rooms.
Don't get me wrong, the decor is nice. And
She liked the shop.
Don't get me wrong, the decor is nice. You had a cast member, in there with some drums doing drumming with the children.
And she definitely liked the shop.
And so did you.
I didn't buy anything in the shop.
Excuse me?
All right, maybe I bought something. Anyway.
And then we got the minibus back. Now, the minibus service between the 2 buildings, resorts, are very good. And I think it's a very good idea that they do it.
Well, I don't think they've got any alternative.
Well, they have. It's called a left foot and a right foot.
Yeah, but that's 20 minutes. Anyway, that's our quick additional review of Jambo House and the Boma restaurant. So Boma restaurant, 5 out of 5 if you're doing Adam's numbers, or 10 out of 10 if you do my numbers.
Definitely tasty.
But definitely tasty and not too expensive either.
I also had a really lovely server.
Yes, the server was a bit nuts.
It was almost a bit like the servers we get on the cruise ship. It was personable, chatty. He was really nice.
Yeah, I liked him. Anyway, that's it. So normal service will resume soon. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, you can leave a review if you're listening to this on all of the major podcasting channels. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, which is really bizarre because YouTube also has video and we're not actually recording a video on this, but we might do at some point in the future, please consider leaving some comments and the old thumbs up and that stuff. And I believe also there might be a link below that allows you now to send us a little message. We can't actually reply back to any of these messages, but if you do send us something, we do see the messages and we might address anything you bring up in a later pod. But that's about it. So thanks for listening. So it's goodbye from me.
Oh, I'm going. There's a draft. See you later.
Listen out for a giraffe. Anyway, that's the end of the podcast. So don't forget, be safe, have fun, and keep listening. Bye.